next step, we're going to finish the rose bud with a calyx, but before we do that, let's add a little bit of cotton wool in this area so that our calyx can hug the cotton wool nicely and shape a beginning of the rose hip. It's not going to be too much. I mean, you can regulate it, but you make sure that your calyx is big enough to cover the cotton wool you are adding. Start with some, and then if you need more, you can always add. Just underneath. Here. It should be of a conical shape, upside down cone basically. Bigger here, slimmer at the bottom. I'll add a little bit more. I don't want it to be too skinny. Most of this construction will be covered anyway, or you can glue your calyx in a way that it's all inside to form a closed bud. So now let's hope it's going to be enough, more or less. So now we're going to add glue to the calyx onto this lower part, and a little bit on the sepals, but not too high at first. You can add more later. As you're adding the glue, the calyx will soften up a bit. All the roses in this course are going to be finished with calyxes like this, so once I've shown it, you know how to do it, and you will be making it this way during the course. So once we have softened up the calyx with the glue, we can put it onto the rose, just a little bit below where the cotton wool is finishing, to make sure that we are going to hide it all inside the calyx. Organize the calyx evenly around your flower bud. On this side, I like folding in the edge because they're going to overlap, so the one that is going to be on top, I'd like it to be quite nice and neat. You don't have to do it, but it looks better in my opinion. And then you are going to glue it on top of the other side with a little overlap. Make sure everything is covered, and to create the distinct shape of the rosebud, we will use an additional wire that needs to go between the bud and the calyx cotton. So find this little waist band on your rosebud. You'll need to pull quite intensely. And then twist the wire ends to secure. Use pliers if you need more strength. the next step, just check that, you know, everything has been hidden. What needs to be hidden, like cotton wool, press. Make sure the transition between the calyx and the stem is really nice and neat here. The calyx is plump. These sepals. Make sure that your calyx is looking nice around the rose bud, that the transition between the stem and the calyx is smooth. Smoothen it out if you have to. Spread out the sepals, and here you can see my bud in the center. If you want it to be more closed, you can add a bit of glue onto the sepals inside and glue them higher to the bud so that very little, if anything, is seen. It is quite a closed one. In this way you will need to leave it to dry for a couple of hours to remember the shape, and then you can take off this wire and your rose bud will be ready. In this way I've made 3, so you can make them smaller or bigger, slightly different shapes, but mine are more or less all similar. So here are the closed rose buds, and in the next step we are moving on to open rose buds, which look like this.